I am Johnny Massacre and welcome to my world. Tonight, Irish police have arrested a teacher for using the wrong pronouns for his student. Who is with me? Give me a hell yeah! Or a hell no for Mr. Enoch Burke. So this is actually real. Cops have arrested a guy in Ireland for using the wrong pronouns of his student. Here is the video where he's being taken away.
I have a right to work here.
He has a right.
I have a right to be here. And
You're arresting
not
him.
to tell students they need to tell puberty blockers.
You're arresting him
Not
because
to
he
tell
won't
students
endorse
that they need to take
transgender. Shame upon you.
Here at Wilson's Hospital School, this is Enoch Burke, teacher, being arrested for not accepting transgenderism.
Nor should I. And I'm not going to turn my back on my duty to my students.
I'm not going to turn back on my duty.
No, you don't have a duty to do what's wrong.
No, you never
And to
have a
bring me
duty to
before
do
the
what's
court.
Even
To
though
bring me
there's
before the
abuse
court.
inside those
No,
gates.
to bring me before the
Even though
court.
there's abuse.
This is a
Puberty
disgrace.
blockers.
Children are
That's his dad on the right.
tell a young boy.
Surgery.
Yes, surgery, mutilation.
Yes.
Mutilation.
It's a
And
disgrace.
suicide. An
Mutilation.
absolute disgrace.
Mutilation.
An absolute
Yeah,
disgrace.
telling a boy that
blockers.
he's gender
Do you have
neutral.
a conscience?
Yeah, that he has to take chemicals. That he has to take
He has broken
chemicals.
no law.
That he
He
has
has
to take
broken no
chemicals.
law.
To be heavy-handed.
No, that he has
So Ireland is in support of chemical castration of minors and surgery for minors who believe they are the wrong biological sex.
to take chemicals.
I'm not going to be heavy-handed.
He has broken no law.
That's where Enoch was thrown into the back of a Gardaí van,
Shame upon you. Shame upon you.
just following orders, huh guys?
Shame upon you.
You've no right to do this to me.
This is where I
This is
should
an
be.
innocent teacher, a Christian man.
Broken no
And
law.
I won't.
Very important jobs, teachers.
Shame upon you, on Garda
Mr.
Síochána.
Burke has broken no law.
Forcing him into the back of a van and arresting him for not using this boy's preferred pronouns.
He has broken no law.
I have a right to my job.
His
I have a right to
constitution.
work here.
He has a right.
I have a right to be here. And
You're
I'm
arresting
not
him.
to tell students
You
they
won't
need to
promote
tell
puberty
puberty blockers.
You're arresting him
Not
because
to
he
tell
won't
students
endorse
that they need to
transgender
take
ideology. Arrest
Shame
him.
upon you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame.
And then he's being driven away. So I woke up to that today and I have to share that with you because obviously that has very serious ramifications for anyone living in a supposedly free country in the Western world. So according to X, teacher Enoch Burke was arrested at Wilson's Hospital School after refusing to endorse and affirm transgender ideology. Judge Barry O'Donnell, who made almost 400,000 euros from 2016 to 2018 representing Tusla as a barrister, ordered his arrest. Tusla is the Irish State Child Protection Agency, an organisation saturated with LGBT ideology, urging staff recently to learn about cross-dressers and drag performers and making the acceptance of LGBT and transgender ideology a condition for fostering children. What a mockery to expect Enoch Burke, a Christian teacher, to sit before this man and expect justice. So it seems like Tusla, this child protection agency, has filed this lawsuit against Enoch. They obviously are saying it is child abuse for him to use the incorrect pronouns of his student. So people don't know about the timeline of this guy's arrest. There's been a lot of previous. So let me bring you up to date. It's not like he just used the wrong pronouns and they immediately threw him into jail. He has been in trouble with the law for the best part of 2 years over transgenderism. So this all started in June 2022 when Enoch Burke, the teacher there, confronted his then principal at a school event, objecting to addressing a student who was transitioning gender with a new name and the they pronoun. That's where this all started. He wouldn't use the they pronoun. And then that incident set the stage for Enoch's suspension. In August 2022, Burke was suspended with pay pending a disciplinary process. And despite this, he continued to go to school for his timetabled hours. Then in September 2022, the High Court granted an injunction preventing him from attending or attempting to teach at school. but Burke breached that order, leading to his initial jailing for contempt of court. He spent his time in Mountjoy Prison in Dublin, so he's already been to jail for this, but expressed he would not compromise his beliefs, even if imprisoned for life. Rather like this guy, a man of his word. In December 2022, Burke was released from prison, so he was in prison for 3 months, with the judge stating that any further breach could lead to financial penalties or re-imprisonment. Then the next month, January, in 2023, despite Burke's dismissal from the school, he returned to Wilson's Hospital School, leading to his arrest under the Public Order Act, his second arrest. So he was released, but he continued to visit the school, sticking to his principles, resulting in a €700 daily fine for breaching that court order. It's not about money with this guy. It's about morality and ethics. These are the people we are imprisoning. In May 2023, 5 months later, the High Court ruled that the school was correct in suspending Enoch Burke, deeming his behavior at a board meeting as justification for expecting further disruptive conduct. Burke was also found in contempt again for not complying with the injunction, leading to another period of imprisonment. In September 2023, Burke is jailed indefinitely until he agreed to comply with the court order to stay away from the school. So he has a right to work, and they took away his right to work, and they said they will jail him for the rest of his life if he tries to exercise his right to work, because he will not call a student they. Fuck. I shouldn't laugh because it's actually a nightmare, but it's so fucking stupid. This is where we are. This is where we are. So, in June 2024, a year later, Burke was ordered to be released from prison by the High Court. This guy spent like a whole year in jail at this point, or more, with the judge noting the school's terms end and hoping Burke would reflect on his actions. However, the injunction against him remained, with warnings of re-imprisonment for any breaches. And fast forward to today, in September 2024, Burke was arrested again, as you saw there in the video, for allegedly breaching the permanent injunction by returning to Wilson's Hospital School, indicating his ongoing defiance against the orders. And throughout this period, Burke's decisions have been driven by his religious beliefs and his opposition to transgender pronoun usage. So there you go. That's what's happening today in the news. Tusla, Childcare Protection Agency, bringing a case against Enoch Burke, or Enoch Burke. I'm not 100% sure on how to pronounce it. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments. So I did a little bit of research into Tusla, because on X people are saying that Tusla is woke and teaching kids and stuff about, you know, drag and stuff like that. And so here are some of the X's from Tusla. You tell me if you think this is an honest, just, ethical, legal case or not. So Tusla, the people who are suing this guy and who are behind him going to jail for more than a year, indefinitely, if he doesn't bend the knee and use the pronouns, X this out on June the 25th, 2021. They said, to mark Pride Month, Epic Island and Belong, supported by DCE DIY, have created Coming Out in Care resources, highlighting potential challenges faced by LGBTI plus children and young people in care. Now, if anyone was to try to target children, some kind of predators, obviously it's going to be in some kind of care home. And in these kind of care agencies and care homes, they're putting public messages about coming out in care. Is that really the kind of thing you want to put out in public? You want to wade into like sexuality of children, some of whom are as young as 6 or younger in their care? Okay, I mean they said it. They said it. They came out and said that. Other exes from Tusla who are suing this guy include this on June the 21st, 2020. In support of the care experience LGBT plus community, we'll be hosting a number of fun events during Pride, from makeup and skateboarding tutorials to movie nights and scavenger hunts. Note, some events are 18 plus. Man, really want to send my kid to this event. Here is their schedule. So it looks like this. The skateboarding tutorial. How do you do, fellow kids? Fellow parentless kids? Want to taste the rainbow? Then they have pride baking tutorial for all ages. LGBT plus quiz. They have pride makeup tutorial for the children. And then they have an 18 plus movie night. Then they have a pet parade. Upload pictures of your pets dressed up supporting pride. Okay, so we're going to have some furry action there. Social media support. Children's scavenger hunt, 6 to 13 years old. Okay, so you can send your kid to the gay scavenger hunt if they're 6. Okay. Okay. Is that something 6-year-olds are thinking about? So they had more things on X. You can find here. Here's the advertisement for their Pride scavenger hunt. Interesting. In support of Pride, at the scavenger hunt, those who sign up will learn what the colours of the Pride flag represent. The top 3 scavenger hunters that return in the fastest time will receive a €15 voucher. Wow, man. So they're going to associate this flag with money. Interesting. And sweeties. Okay. Fine. So there's more X's you can find. Are they hyper woke, Tulsa? I don't think they're hyper woke because this is their actual website and I can't find any mention of this stuff there. So there might have been a bit of an exaggeration over on X. Nevertheless, woke leftists and LGBT elements are present within their organization. So what do you think of that? Do you agree with Enoch Burke being arrested for refusing to use the they pronoun for his child? Or do you think that this is insane? My personal opinion is gender tray people are a very useful tool to destroy and cancel and assimilate things. That school is now a leftist Marxist school. The people who are pulling the strings of that school, who are they going to vote for? Is it going to be someone on the left? Is it going to be a Kamala? Is it going to be a Starmer? Is it going to be a Biden? Or is it going to be a Trump? We know who controls that school now. Christianity. Socialists want to destroy all religion and Christianity, and they have taken out a prominent, ethical, well-meaning Christian within the community who was doing a lot of good, who obviously cares so much about children, which is kind of a rarity and a dream for a teacher, would you not say? So they use these people to cancel, destroy, and assimilate. It's very, very sad. It always has to be political, doesn't it? It's all about power. So that's what I think about it. I think it's a political move. I think it's wrong, ethically disgraceful. And the guy was standing up for children's health and children's safety, and he's been thrown in jail for it. He's essentially being thrown in jail, in my opinion, because he's not a leftist, because we know anyone who supports this is a leftist. That's another thing they can pile onto the transgender industrial complex. Very, very sad day. And the guy, I think, did the right thing. If the laws are wrong, it is your duty as a citizen to disobey those laws. And that law is clearly, clearly incompatible with a free Western society. I am Johnny Massacre, and if you're just joining us, we're discussing how someone was just arrested, Mr. Enoch Burke, in Ireland for refusing to use the they pronoun on his student. But if you have been watching from the beginning, stop your grinning and drop your linen, donate some cash, and let's keep winning. Streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre. The more you donate, the more of me you're going to get. I need to reset that bar down the bottom. I am minus $200 from paying my rent this month, so hopefully I'll get $200 before September is over. If you can help support me and keep me alive so I have enough time to make these videos, then I would much appreciate your donations. So one more time, just to remind you of the links, streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre, patreon.com/Johnny Massacre, and paypal.me/ give me a hell yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Johnny Massacre's World. Much love to you. Take care. I will be back tomorrow. And I see a few of your comments. Let me read them out before we go. So we've got Nonya Business, who says insane clown world. We got Ralph Unreal, who says vote Trump. Yes, let us vote Trump. Let us vote. Well, actually, I can't because I'm in England, but I've got my little vote Trump bracelets there, which I love. And we've got Odin Aesthetic, who says Ireland is done. A writer says their delusions should not be encouraged. Milkitia, aka Milky T, says fun, fun, fun. Victoria with the puke emoji. Milky T says no, my 6-year-old is thinking about how powerful a mantis shrimp is. Victoria Rockwell with a laughing emoji. And Nonya Business says, I think that the Irish are going to have to take their nation back. It's going to be hard because I have a massive collection of videos on X in my Island RIP bookmark category that shows you the insane amount of illegal migration there and all the migrant camps being set up against the will of the people. If that's actually happening and the government can get away with it, I don't know how you're going to get out of that, bruh. Milky T says, Johnny's landlord just not understanding how he makes rent. Exactly. Come on, man. Where's the socialist utopia where I don't have to pay my rent? Bring it on. And a writer says, I'm not sorry if I've offended anyone. And so you shouldn't be, my friend. Much love. Take care. See you tomorrow. Cheers.